Dr. Satyan Sharma is the President of Indian Association of Private Psychiatry, Punjab and Chandigarh State Branch. Please put your hands together for Dr. Sharma.
Ladies and gentlemen, I represent the area of mental health and de-addiction. Both of these areas, as you know, have suffered from a lot of stigmatization in the past. And many a times, since I have the privilege of being a second generation psychiatrist, many a times I knew that my father, while he started working in the area of psychiatry, it was not very different for other doctors and the general society to perceive the psychiatrist as not being very different from his patients. They would think कि ये पागलों का डॉक्टर है थोड़ा सा हिला हुआ तो होगा. Over the last 40 years, thankfully, things have improved. In the area of psychiatry, the stigma has definitely gone down, whereas it's almost become a fashion statement in the West to be seeing your shrink. It is not as fashionable in India, but yes, the stigma has gone down. For the past decade or so, while I have been actively involved in the area of substance abuse in Punjab and Haryana, I have two major areas of work or areas of concern which I would like to share with you. The first, as I said, is the area of stigma in substance abuse. And probably this is one area where things need to happen, where several associations of psychiatrists and stakeholders, we have tried to address the problem of destigmatization of the patient. When a patient wants to come in to seek treatment for a substance abuse, he should not be automatically looked upon as a person with probably a character flaw or a lesser human being. As long as we can treat it as any other medical condition, that will go a long way in having more and more people come forward and seek treatment for substance abuse. The first step for that would sound revolutionary right now in India, but it's been seen in other examples like Portugal that it is the most effective in creating a wider base and in reducing the threshold to treatment or to treatment seeking. The very first step which we have been proposing to the government is the decriminalization of substance use or abuse. Once we are able to achieve that, automatically this particular problem becomes a public health issue rather than a law and order issue. And by that, we are able to achieve much more in terms of health, in terms of improving systems for the patient. The second major area where we have been trying to do a lot of work through our association and through other stakeholders is the empowerment of the treating psychiatrist. One glaring example of the lack of empowerment in psychiatry is that several of our psychiatric colleagues, psychiatrists, are facing criminal charges for possession of de-addiction medicine, which is unfortunate to say the very least. So we are trying to build up and trying to engage with the government at several levels that these things should be taken care of in the most humane way, in the most practical way. We need an evolution of processes. We need more and more effective ways to address the problem, and these things need to be addressed at the very level of policy. Once we start decriminalizing our patients, once we start empowering our doctors, I am sure that we will be able to achieve a lot more in the area of mental health, in the area of substance abuse, and that will remain my area of work for the next decade, I am hoping. And thank you very much for giving me this stage to share my views with you. Thank you so much.
So we move to the next award category, Most Promising Psychiatrist in Punjab. The award goes to Satyan Sharma. Dr. Satyan Sharma, please welcome on stage.